About how we can use our martial arts skills the smartest way in a street fight. And here we have a very good example here. We have two guys about to get into a fight here, and as you can see, the guy on your left here, he's the martial arts expert for sure. You know, he's the guy who's been training. And he's probably just trying to get that bike. That bike's his. At the end of the fight, he takes his bike and walks away and leaves with it. And this guy's standing between him and his bike. I don't know for what reason. That's not really what we're interested in. What we're interested in seeing is what's the smartest way to approach a fight? Well, for me, the number one thing is you want to avoid the fight at all costs, because you never know how it could escalate, what can happen. A third party might jump in. So let's see what the guy on the left here does first. Okay, so the fight starts, and exactly, he did the exact right thing. Look, he got into a staggered stance. This is brilliant, brilliant on his part. Watch here, look at his footwork. Right away, he's in fighting stance, and he's using a frame here. I already did a tutorial on framing, and I will add that in the description so you guys can look at it. If you guys can see that line there is his yellow hand, is his arm, and look at his other hand here. Because he's in a staggered stance, because he's standing sideways, he's not only making himself a much smaller target. You look at our friend over here, he's a huge target. Look at all that. You know, you have all this to attack. That's a huge target. And his head is just right there. Nothing in between the head and the fist. Okay? So it's really important. The first thing I do is keep myself at a distance, because distance is safety. You know, I always use distance to protect myself. That's my number one objective. Always use distance to protect yourself. Get in your fighting stance and then walk backwards. Why do you want to walk backwards? Because you want to tell the guy, hey, look, if you want out of this fight, I can give you a way out of this fight. Just walk away and I'll walk away. But this guy, our friend here on the right, he's walking forward. He's walking forward. And now you got a decision to make. Okay? The martial artist on the left has a decision to make. Do I fight or do I let this guy hit me? You know? And he did a wise thing. Look, he kept his hand out and he kept in the frame. You know, I showed the frame in the tutorial. I'll keep it in the description later on. When you're in frame position, it's very hard for you to punch me. This guy on the right here, he would have a hard time punching me, because to throw a punch here, he has to cock his fist back and then he has to come forward. Now, on a trained martial artist, that's going to take some time, and I'm going to recognize that. You know, it's going to be hard for you to just throw a punch from here, because there would be very little power, and because of this frame here, I'll be able to nudge you. If I nudge you backwards just a little bit, it kills the power in your strike. Now, another very important thing, why you should frame, because you're always keeping this guy in your view. You see this guy's view here? Look at this. The further the guy is, the more you view of his body, the more you can view, right? So that's very important. Not only are we at a greater distance, okay? Distance protects me because it's harder for you to reach me. I also have much better vision. So getting yourself sideways has many advantages. One, you're a smaller target. Two, you have better vision. Three, you're giving the guy a chance to get out of the fight. And four, you're protecting your vulnerable areas. You know, you're protecting the guy from kicking you in the groin, trying to poke you in the eye. And let's not forget that a punch is always faster, you know, than the eye. You know, if this guy were really close, if they were nose to nose here, this guy could throw a punch below reaction time. You know, human reaction time, it's about 156 milliseconds. And the punch can land before that. So you gotta be at a distance. You know, it's a no-brainer here. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. There it is. There's the head kick. Now you notice that being sideways, this guy right here, his fist is loaded here. His leg is loaded. They're already sideways. If this guy wanted to throw a kick here, if this leg, he'd have to go back and then back forward, and that would take a long time. And as he goes back, this frame would have interrupted him. It would interrupt his entire ability to strike. So this guy's doing a really smart job. The guy on the left is doing a really smart job. He's already loaded. The guy attacks him. Bang, that's it. Fight's over. That's the bottom line. He's got to go get his bike, be on his merry way. See that fight again here. I'm going to let it play through. Take your stance. Keep the frame between you and him. Back away. If the guy doesn't want to let you out of the fight and you have no other choice, throw the cross or throw the head kick. This is a good example of how to use Muay Thai in a fight. Try not to let the fight escalate. Martial arts is for self-defense. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like, share, and comment, and stay safe in the streets. Thank you.